Hello, turtles. Holy shit. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I've seen the gameplays. What, Wilson? I mean, I don't disagree, Wilson. She's really strong, though. I actually think there's a possibility that running Sustainless my day with Cipher would be better for me than getting Hyacine. Yeah, I saw Cipher in a caster's team, where casters can't even take full advantage of her, and she did 600k at one point, which is really, really good. Because she only records blast damage. She doesn't even record the entire thing. They just do whatever they want with the element system in this game, Wilson. Hello, Gar. The Cipher, I mean, I don't know, probably. I just haven't seen any gameplays of how well they work together. I think it's just random, Calvin. There we go. Now I need to start getting the ult up and start getting the crit damage up. Uh, aren't you gonna be sharing that Hyacine between Castris and My Day, Wilson? Or is this like a different account? I realize Cipher has anti-synergy with E1 Tribune RMC. Yeah. Cipher doesn't record true damage, I believe. So E1 Tribi isn't all that good. However, here's something I've been thinking about, right? In like my position. So the team I'm gonna run, or I'm currently running with my Day, because I don't have Tribi, is actually coincidentally with an E1 Robin. So I'm running E1 S1 Sunday and E1 Robin. And this would help Cipher a lot. This would help Cipher quite a bit. So I think, I'm not sure, but I think Sustainless My Day with Cipher might actually end up being better than Sustain with Hyacine. I could be wrong. It really all depends. I don't know how well Hyacine heals, but that's for sure a possibility. Because yeah, Hyacine has the max HP increase on her ult, but the ult uptime isn't like permanent. Like there's downtime on the ult for Hyacine. True, but my day can work without Hyacine on most parts, right? Since it's easy to S1, yeah. Castris benefits a lot more from Hyacine than My Day, even though she's still the best in slot for My Day. Should I try to get Castris? I mean, sure. It's not a bad pull. I will say though, like, if you can, do you have the Battle Pass Lycone, Wilson? Because to be honest, any of her free to play options are really garbage, unless you have the Battle Pass Lycone. Like that's basically the only saving grace. She can still clear at E0 fine, but I'm just saying, like, you know. No. uh it's still fine. It's still fine. But I mean, you could just get it on a rerun. I feel like you should be able to clear with Castris for a while until her rerun to get like a Lycone or something. I think it's fine, yeah. If all you need is to clear the end game, you're completely in the clear though. Like I'm kind of thinking in my head optimal. Like I do have this issue. I always just think optimal in my head. An E0 Castris with a Hyacine, 100% gonna be a big helper. Nice, Terry. Oh yeah, I I tried my day. So my day is E2, right? So yes, I know whale bait, right? I tried this my day sustainless yesterday for a single run. I was able to hit 2.6 million, and that was against non-imaginary week, which was significantly higher. I basically just I replaced Bailu, and then I put in RMC, and he hit 2.6 million on a Godslayer. So I think if it was imaginary week, it would have been like 3+ million. Yeah, Cipher has a low ult energy cost, but her follow-ups don't generate energy for her. So getting her ult off, it isn't like annoying, but it's more difficult than it looks because the follow-ups just don't generate ult charge. Speed or HP boots? Uh, Probably speed. Yeah, getting energy on Cipher isn't as easy as it looks. Yeah, but there's no point in lower ult cycles if she does less damage. How strong is her S1 for other Nihility units for the Death Shred? I mean, it's half decent. It's mainly only good for DPSs that already have a good amount of defense shred, is the thing though. So it's like not really all that crazy. Maybe if you ran her with like Pela or something. Like I think Pela at max trace levels and like everything can get like 62% def shred or something. So that combined with Cipher plus Lycone is like over 100% defense shred. But is Pela really worth running over for an action advancer and buffer? Probably not. Yeah, dash shred caps at 100. I'm a returning player who got ratio. Do you think I could put Aventurine ratio, Mo's, and Cipher? Yeah, you could. Here's the thing though. Like, people, yes. Okay, so this is gonna sound weird, right? There are some characters where they have better synergy than, let's say, a destruction character, but certain characters, just because they're straight up stronger than the characters that have better synergy with Cipher, it's actually better to run Cipher with the characters with worse synergy. My Day's one of the greatest examples of this. Like, My Day does so much destruction damage, I'm pretty sure his damage record would be higher than Ratio or a lot of other characters in this game for Cipher. And Cipher would, in turn, do significantly more damage. Alright, Wilson, I hope you feel better soon. Thanks for stopping by. And I'm not going to gamble today. At least, actually, yeah, I'll probably be asleep by the time Caster's banner comes out, so I can't even pull on Rob. Is getting a Noxa worth it for the Herda? Yeah. Yeah. Makes her more future-proof. What do you think about how you see next Sunday synergy with Casterus? I haven't seen it. I've literally the only game plays out right now for Casterus is with Cipher or in Hyper Carry with RMC. That's the only gameplays that are out right now. I can't really say. Now, technically, okay, so here's the thing. It was at higher cost, right? It was 100% at higher cost. I saw a video of hypercarry Hyacine at, I believe, E0S1 or E1S1 with like obviously full E1 supports like Sunday, Tribby, and then someone else. She hit 1.2 million at one point. Like the Memo Sprite hit 1.2 million. And even outside of a hypercarry setup, I've seen her hit like pretty consistently 2 to 300k on a Castress setup, and that's without anyone buffing her. So it could work. I'm just not sure. Someone did mention a Nox on Cipher. The thing with a Nox on Cipher is that it's really ass if it's in an AoE situation, but if it's in a 3 target or less situation, it's good. And then if it's in a 1 target situation, it's probably the strongest team in the entirety of the game. Because here's the thing, right? A Noxa and Cypher give each other defense shred. A Noxa's Lycone has 12% defense reduction on enemies, and if you have his E1, that's even more defense reduction on enemies for another DPS to take advantage of. So there is this weird, like, if you have E1S1 on Noxa, I think, right? I think, I could be wrong. You can get to like 80 or 90 defense shred with a Cipher and 100% defense shred with an Anoxa. She's a lot stronger in Sustainless. Basically, everybody predicted this, but Cipher is significantly stronger in Sustainless. I think Cipher is more of a... I think she's more of a sweat character, to be honest. Who is Cipher even good with? Basically everyone. That's why she has like so much value. She's good with basically anyone who can do a good amount of damage to 1 or 3 targets. I've even seen a Castress be able to use her decently. And Castress is basically completely AoE. Isn't everyone stronger without sustain taking a spot, or am I misunderstanding what you mean by sustainless? No, you're right. But the point is, Cipher is the strongest sustainless character in the game currently. That's the point. She gives 30% defense shred, and if you have the Lycone or her E1, whichever you go for, E1 gives you more instances of follow-up and 25% vulnerability on the enemies with Foretold. And then the Lycone, I believe, is like a speed increase and has defense shred. So if you use either one of the two, she is just way stronger than any other Harmony in a Sustainless, unless you're running like E1 Tribby. That might be it. Because you need to remember, damage record. Yes, she isn't buffing as much as a Harmony. However, the damage record is absolutely insane when you have a DPS who can do a lot of damage. Like, I'll say this once again. I've seen a full E0S1 team with Cipher on a Caster's team hit for nearly 700k on an ult. Most of Castress's damage isn't even recorded by Cipher. You know what I'm saying? So you put a destruction character in there like My Day, she would be doing like a million on the ult. She'd be doing like a million. Only for certain DPSs, Skyan. Not for everyone. it really depends on the eidolons of a character. For example, like E1 Aglaya, E1 My Day if you already own S1, like E2 Herda. Like there are some eidolons that just take a DPS to a completely. It's like E2 Dill, right? E0 Dill, he did get power crept pretty quickly, but in E2 Dill, that man is still hitting 0 cycles to this day, right? So eidolons can make a character last way longer, but it's not like general. There are some characters who have kind of more mid eidolons, like casters. Casters' eidolons aren't anywhere near as strong as every other 3.x DPS's eidolons. Does she have a cap on her damage recorded slash coins? No, I don't think so. I don't think she has a cap on her damage recorded. The thing is, though, I'm pretty sure you usually don't want to hold on to the ult anyways. So that's why there isn't a cap. Because it's usually better to just use the ult the second she gets it. Because outside of the recorded damage, she as well does her own instances of damage from the ult. So if you're just holding the ult, then you're kind of losing out on more damage you could be getting from more ults. The light cone for Hyacine is still worth it, even if the HP drain isn't that significant. It allows her to hit 200 speed and over way easier, and it puts 18% vulnerability on enemies. And she gets an increased damage on her Memo Sprite. Better to get E1 ratio? Hell no. Hell no. What? Going for eidolons on a 1.x DPS is cooked, bro. Unless your name is Dill, and even then you have to get the E2, fuck no. Eidolons for 3.x characters are leagues ahead of eidolons for fucking older characters. Like Caster's worst eidolon is better than Ratio's basically every eidolon except E6. You can't make Hyacine 400 speed. Right, dark screen for a bit. I gotta use my energy on my other accounts. Oh, really, Godspeed? Damn. That's weird. Uh, yeah. This is the account pulling for casters. Not on launch, but it is pulling for casters. If you had a chance, who would you E6? My Day. My Day currently has the most broken E6 in the game. We all know why not Sparkle E6, man. It's just so fucking mid. I saw a video of an E6 Sparkle losing to an E0 S1 Sunday. I have Electo. I'm not a My Day simp, it's just the truth. He's the only character in the game who can literally solo content. Like, no other teammates. You just put in an E6 My Day. I saw he got like a 2 or 3 cycle clear in MOC. Max starred Pure Fiction. I don't know about APOC though. Guys, Cipher just isn't meant to be a main DPS, man. This is like the Inoxa situation all over again, where fans of the character would rather him be hyper carry and make his eidolons more hyper carry focused. They didn't do that because they wanted him to be a sub DPS. They're doing the same shit for Cipher. Her entire selling point is the damage record. So, damage record is based off of another DPS on the team. It's just going to keep being, you know, helping team do damage. It was wrong, Jeremy. Her additional damage, I believe, is locked behind an eidolon. Don't know who I would run with her. That's why I'm saying that. I mean, there's a lot of characters you can run with her. It's just unfortunate if you don't have any. Any of the follow-up comp, My Day, a lot of destruction characters. Anyone with a good amount of defense shred like Inoxa. She's general, but she's probably not like a best in slot in most teams. It's like a Tribby all over again. No, Cipher Z1 is not better than Tribby Z1. Not by, like, it's not even close. It isn't even better than Robin Z1. There are no videos on Cipher with an E0 Acheron team, so I don't know. It's because it just gets 100% like action forwarded Electo. So if Hyacinth has light cone, I believe any time she does any skill or anything, basically the memo sprite isn't on the action bar. Like it doesn't really have a fixed speed. It just instantly gets summoned, and then on ult, it's the exact same thing. It instantly gets summoned on ult. It's kind of like Ling Sha's Fuyuan summon on ult, but the thing is, like, it's just never on the action bar to begin with. Yeah, Electo, but memo sprites aren't permanently on the action bar. That just depends on the memo sprites kit. Oh no, it's way more than that, George. It's way more than that. Going from 70 to 100% defense shred is a 55% damage increase. But 0 to 100% defense shred is a 115% damage overall increase. And this is where, right? This is where, in my situation, right? It actually benefits my E2 My Day an insane amount because I have E1 Sunday and I have E2 My Day. Meaning there's already 30% defense shred, and with Cipher's automatic defense shred, that's another 30%. So if I pull the light cone, I believe it's like, wait, how much was it? Actually, let me look it up first. I don't remember how much defense shred her light cone gives. Trying to find it. Holy fuck, where is it, man? Okay, here it is. Cipher's light cone. Decreases enemy target's defense by 18% for 2 turns. And if the wearer's speed is higher or equal to 170, there's a higher chance to, I think, decrease defense again by 12%. So, yeah. There you go. 48% defense shred. I can get my My Day to like 78. The LC got nerfed? What? How? They didn't even like... Is it like a minor hotfix or some shit? Hi, Kiwi. I don't know if the messages are not going through. No, I can see you. No. I don't ban anyone, Kiwi, bro. I don't know why that's happening. That's so weird. I could type fine in Pokey's chat. That's so fucking weird. I legit have zero clue what could possibly be going on. I've never banned anyone from my fucking channel. No, I am reading the V1 kit. That's the thing. Like, I am reading the V1 kit. Like, the leaked kits are the V1. Oh, yeah, Blad, I forgot. Like, one person who was spamming a lot. Hail Cipher Peak, she's amazing. I love Cipher. Bro, what is this? This is the most scuffed Divergent Universe run I've ever done. Bro. The thing is, I don't know if Cipher will work well with Phanon. Like, yeah, he's destruction, but it's so weird, man. Cipher just looks so much stronger and sustainless, but I really don't know how she'll perform outside of that. And it's like, is it worth it, right? Because we know Phanon gets charged through skills applied to him. Is it worth it to run a Cipher over just another buffer for him? Well, Kiwi, she is meta, just in sustainless only, kinda. Like, she does have some niches where she's probably best in slot, like possibly Fei Xiao. But her strongest point, as I think most people expected, is sustainless. Like, for example, my day could benefit from a Cipher quite well, to be honest. Like, instead of adding a sustain, I just run Sustainless with Cipher. I think my day could, like, zero cycle content for, like, half of version 3 at least. Although there aren't any My Day High Scene showcases yet, so I can't be fully certain on this because maybe there's like a certain High Scene build that can make him get like Godslayer charge incredibly quickly. But otherwise, I think Cipher, like running My Day Sustainless, is better than pulling High Scene right now. No, I didn't give up on Castris. Castris is being pulled on this account. I don't know, Kev. I'd assume High Scene is better, but I just don't know. Yeah, Kiwi. Yeah. It just is what it is. Uh, I don't think the Lycone situation is as bad as her E1 situation, though. I think her E1, like, okay, so for Castor specifically, this is huge. For my day, it barely matters. But for Castor specifically, the E1, whenever an ally attacks, giving 8% health back to that ally is an insane charge increase for Caster's ult. Not to mention the max HP increase it also has. No, that's the thing, Kiwi. That's why I said this before, but I was like, please just, if you're broke, right? Not like actually broke, but like broke in the game, please do not pull a lot of these characters best in slot teams because you're not going to be able to. You get E1 Tribby, or at least just one copy of Tribby, okay? Then right after Tribby, you have Castris, and then right after Castris, you have Hyacine. Like, it's cooked. Oh, I should have ulted first. Whoops. Yeah, unless you're a castress haver, I'd say just, you know, don't really bother with Hyacine. Gallagher main's always winning. I mean, they'll probably buff her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, actually, I don't know if they'll buff her. She's already really. The problem is she's just too specific for casters. That's really the issue right now. Like, yes, she helps other HP scaling DPSs too, but the thing is, you can just instead, like, this especially applies to My Day. I know My Day can be ran Sustainless just fine. Because I ran My Day against the Swarm bug from the last MOC, E0S1 on my main account, without Sunday, no optimal team at all, right? And My Day in that team are able to live for like 2 or 3 cycles because My Day is usually the one getting hit most of the time. So I know for a fact that if you're just good enough and you have a well built enough My Day, Sustainless My Day is just straight up better. Or, of course, you can just use Gallagher, right? He might not be as good as Hyacine, but it's good enough. You know what I'm saying? She may be the best sustain for the Herda, though. No, I don't think so. She doesn't attack as frequently as I thought. I think Link Shaw is still better. Hyper carry Hyacine. There's already a video out, actually. It's not bad, right? It's actually not bad. Now, the video I watched was with a lot of E1s and S1s, so keep that in mind. It's pretty decently high cost. But I did see Hyacine hit 1.1 million at one point. So, a sustain hitting 1.1 million with only E1s and S1s on supports is pretty fucking good. I'm getting casters on this account. Whoops. I mean, you guys say Hyacine is definitely getting buffed, but people said the exact same thing for Noxa. Like, there isn't actually, like, any guarantee that he's getting buffed at all. Or she's getting buffed at all. Yeah, like, you have to keep in mind, Hyacine is mainly meant to sell casters, and with her current kit, she is 100% best in slot with casters. Like, significantly better. Like, just look at what they did to Anoxa. They nerfed Anoxa's hyper carry performance and, like, how good he is with, like, other teammates to make him better as the Herda support. Like, they literally just did that. So they can do the exact same thing for Hyacine. Just not buff her, only make her really good in this very niche scenario. Overwrite some blessings real quick. There we go. No, J Mike.
Time to play the next piece. Harmony and unity. Stars echo.
Unless you're putting in eidolons and lycones for Cipher, she's not really a best in slot for a lot of these characters that people were hoping for. Basically only like Fei Xiao and Ratio.
Ready to lose until you can find it. Or rock with it.
I remember when people were saying that Castris was going to be the character that was made to just sell their eidolons. I think Cipher is a lot more of this case. I think Cipher with eidolon and lycone investment becomes increasingly more broken. Like E1S1, you get extra defense shred, a speed increase, making it easier to get the crit rate on her. And you also get vulnerability plus more follow-up attacks. All of that in an E1S1. No, I haven't seen a video on Anoxa Cipher. I mean, the thing is, Draco, it's not like a normal E1S1, though. Because you have to consider that Cypher's a character you're always pairing with another DPS on the team. So you're giving a destruction character with E1S1 25% vulnerability and extra defense shred. It's not that broken, but if you're specifically using a DPS that already has a high amount of base defense shred, you're getting a lot of extra damage from that E1S1, and you're also making Cipher do more damage with the increased like follow-up attacks and stuff. So it does add up depending on who you use her with. Because you need to keep in mind, making the DPS do more damage with Cipher that makes Cipher do more damage because of the damage record. She's very weird in this way, where like the stronger your DPS is, the stronger she is. No, I don't disagree, Draco. I don't disagree, yeah. Are you pulling cast live tomorrow? I don't think I can. That's the problem. My Rob account doesn't have enough pulls from losing on Tribby so badly. Like he only has like 40 pulls right now, so I think I have to wait a little more until like Castress's banner before I actually attempt pulling on her. Like I can't even hit soft pity on the character banner currently. Time to overwrite some blessings. I need a destruction blessing. Um, oh no, I can get Lycone just fine. Rob has 40 pity on the Lycone banner from pulling on the DDD banner in 3.0. So, like pulling the Lycone if I win on Castress shouldn't be an issue. Now the actual issue is, do I win 50-50? Do I win 75-25? That's where the actual issue, is. How many accounts do you have? 4, but I barely play on the 4th one, so more like, to be honest, 3. I'm taking the 4th one incredibly slowly. Yeah, but I quit my Yun Li account a long time ago. It doesn't really count. Actually, I should have healed Robin. Please don't kill Robin. Please don't kill Robin. Please don't kill Robin. It should be fine, but man, that's annoying. No Ling Shaw, no Ling Shaw. Oh shit, I thought it went down, not up.
Ready to lose your you can fight it or rock with it.
Nah, the thing is, guys, my Yun Li account has already made it far into the game. So the amount of pulls I can get, like, isn't a lot. The reason why I have no problem making new accounts is because new accounts have an insane amount of, like, access to Jades.
Songs for keep up.
What? That doesn't give energy? Bro, oh my fucking god.
Dangerous spots.
What bullets? Just say it. Oh wait, shit, whatever.
Stars echo.
Nice, Nessa. That's crazy, Lucky.
Ready to lose your you can fight it or rock with it.
And my family is cooking something and made the smoke detector go off. Bro, what is this bullshit, man? Holy fuck. Like, this shit is actually fucking annoying.
Need all together. Stars echo. Is it coming?
Why did they increase the HP this fucking much? I swear last DU, there was like a fraction of this amount of HP.
Ready to lose your you can fight it or rock with it.
Cass seems like she has one of the easiest playstyles to play with no brain. In my opinion, it's the opposite. To play casters optimally with the way the memo sprite works, nah. You need to actually know what you're doing. Bro.
Stars echo. Ready to lose your you can fight it or rock with it. Pretty good crowd to turn it up.
Restricting the playstyle with a sustain is so bad unless a sustain has interesting mechanics. I saw an E0 S1 caster as zero cycle the other day with no sustain. Gallagher is doing wonders for casters now, yeah. Man, I'm so sick of this shit, bro. Like, this is just so fucking dumb. Oh my god, can I even beat this, man? This is so fucking frustrating. Oh my characters don't have enough speed on their fucking relics to do this shit. Gallagher heals more. Yeah, especially with Tribby, because Tribby's follow-up attacks can constantly trigger Besotted. This is so fucking annoying, man. I'll try one last time. It's just so frustrating.
Dangerous thoughts. Harmony and unity. Stars echo.
It's because of with Tribby. Without Tribby, Luocha is better. But with Tribby, Gallagher is better. Oh my god.
In the mood for another beating? How's this taste?
Ready to jam.
And it completely resets it for some fucking reason. And now my Robin's gonna die. Oh my god, man. I'm just gonna give up, bro. It doesn't make a difference if I don't dump everything for the first phase. Because then it'll help me in the second phase, but not the third. It doesn't make a difference. I don't think I need... Oh shit, the banner's gone. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Is getting Cipher when I will only have Herta, Ewan Triby, and an Oxo waste. I really like, yeah. Like, you guys don't need me to answer questions like this. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Why are you guys even asking these questions? You know certain characters just don't fit in every single team. It's just not gonna work. Like I know you want to hear it. You want me to cope for you. Oh, she could work in this. She can work in that. No, the Cipher isn't being put anywhere if you already have a full best in slot Herda team. No, I wasn't gonna pull whoa. I just wanted to make my Jades into pulls. I mean, she could have future general value, but it's just not worth it. That's the problem right now. She's probably being set up with a future like best in slot DPS. It simply doesn't exist currently. Like, I don't know. I don't know how many pulls I have currently. Like, it's like I said before, unless you pull her E0S1 for DPSs with high defense shred or E1S1, then she doesn't really seem to be a best in slot. But if you do pull her E1S1, she looks incredibly strong with so many teams. But it's like, you need that eidolon investment. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like E1 Jade. Like, E1 Jade helps a lot of like hung characters like Fei Xiao. One of Jade's strongest teams at E1 is with Fei Xiao. It just makes her a lot more, you know, universal with other DPSs. Same thing with Cipher. Yeah, Noxa has defense shred. The problem with Anoxa though is his damage output is so fucking low already that it's Like, you don't get much damage recorded unless a Noxa is in like a single target scenario. Like, one My Day skill, even without a Godslayer, does more damage to 3 targets than a Noxa does. And it's by like a good amount too. It's not by like a small amount. And My Day, because he's destruction, does more to the single target. So there's also more damage recorded from a My Day than an Noxa. I have 43 pulls. I can't check my character banner pity right now, but I think it's like 15. So I can't even like get Castress when her banner drops. So let's just go over the relics I have for Castress real quick. Triple crit roll with HP. Quad crit roll. Mid ass body piece. Triple crit roll. Quad crit roll. And double crit roll. Not bad, not bad. This body piece is garbage though. Like, jeez. Can this get a crit rate? I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing. All crit rate, all HP percent. Don't you dare touch the attack and defense stats. Crit rate. Por favor. Again. No. No. Don't want to be friends. Oh. No upgrade. Nice summon. That must fucking suck. I can hear the crash out in the background. Yeah. So this is the Caster's relics. I actually have no idea. I have to go to the Fribbles website later and see what this relic set translates to for casters. Because if I already have high enough crit rate, then low key I'd rather use this for the HP percent. But my Triby's at 44 to 43, so that should be a good sign. And then Poet, 32% crit rate in game. So this is like 76, I think. And then RMC makes it 86. Wait, I might need more crit rate. Oh, I'm missing crit rate traces. Okay, never mind. I should be good. Yeah. You guys want to see how bricked my RMC is on this account? Because all I've been doing is farming for casters. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It just gets summoned whenever she does something to summon it, Dumos. With her light cone, she summons it whenever she does any action. And then outside of that, it's on her ult. Pretty sure. The mismatch relic rarity. All I've been doing is farming Castress relics this entire time, guys. And a little bit of Robin. I slightly farmed for Robin just so I could get her here to 120 speed 4K attack. So I slightly farmed for Robin, and then I just went insane in this domain. Does she not have emergency heal? I don't think so, no. She just gets an increased healing boost on allies that are 50% HP or lower. You have near best and slot out casters. Give RMC something, man. Yeah. Here's the thing. Hyacinth doesn't need an emergency heal. She's just way too fast. Like, emergency heal doesn't do shit, to be honest. What set are you farming? Castress' set. I've been farming Castress' set for a long time. And then recently I've been farming her, like, her traces and stuff. Like, I need a farm for her. And then after that, I'll focus on RMC. Because here's the thing. I have a Tribby. So I need 2 fully functional double crit sets of Bone Collection on 2 different characters, right? That's why you'll see like double plus 15, double plus 15, double plus 15. I don't have boots yet. Yeah, obviously I don't have planar either. But I need 2 fully functional like pieces from the exact same set for 2 different characters. What do you do with all the pieces for the other set? What? This one? I just haven't bothered with it, I think. Yeah, like they're all here. I just haven't needed to level any of them up. Still farming the Herda pieces until the new healing set comes out? What, in 3.3? Good luck, my man. Give them to RMC? What? No. I'm not giving RMC a half-ass set. I'm either farming Eagle for him, or I'll farm the Sacrados domain. Actually, no, I'm not pulling Sunday on this account. And I don't think anyone uses Erudition. So, probably the Eagle set. It'll only take me I'd say like 2 weeks. I can have an RMC with decent crit damage and speed stats. Are you excited to get Cass? Honestly, not really. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm hyped for the character. I love the character. But the thing is, right? I am happy about this. I'm not mad. But I know I'm going to be able to completely shred the endgame content because I'm going to be running her with an E1 Tribby. E1 Tribby with a Castress is the most disgusting shit you'll ever see. So, it's like, I am excited, but I already know that I'm going to, like, completely shred the endgame. Like, it's going to be like slicing through butter. I do think it's cute, Electo. Maybe, Jordan, maybe, I'm not sure. The thing is, my account that I made specifically for Cipher, so I did get a My Day, but it was at an extremely early pity, so it doesn't really matter. I only put like 30 something pulls into getting a My Day. So I still have, like, I'm able to get 300 to 400 pulls probably within a patch on that account. I feel like I'd rather go for Cipher, eidolons, and Lycone than go for E0 S1 Anoxa plus E0 S1 Cipher. And then I wait for whatever future character is able to take full advantage of Cipher. Because I do think Cipher's value goes up quite a bit with her eidolons and Lycones. Like she's a investment heavy character in my opinion. So I would rather just save, use some stuff on Cipher, and then that's it. All of the servers are getting Casters in like 12 hours. There's like a 12-hour like downtime on the banners. Clearing the end game makes you not excited? No. I do like clearing the end game. Like, the thing is, I'm more excited for my E2 My Day, right? Because I'm curious what My Day's best in slot team will be. The thing about casters is there is no theory crafting to really be had, right? This is kind of like an Acheron situation where you already know what characters you need to put into the team. Like Cipher, it's really exciting because you don't know who's going to be a best in slot or how strong she'll end up being. The same goes for My Day. You never know if maybe he'll get a better healer in the future that could, maybe have better drain compared to Hyacine in the base kit, making her better for My Day. Um, but Castris, you already know her best in slot team. You already know. It's Tribby, and then it's Hyacine, and that's it. Maybe some future RMC support that a lot of people are predicting. There isn't really any theory crafting for Castris. She's an amazing character. She's going to be fun to play with. It's just boring to think about. Is E1 Fugue worth it for break teams? Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Kiwi. Like, I was saying it earlier in stream, I don't think Cypher seems to be really that good in a lot of teams over adding another, like, Harmony support. But her possibilities in Sustainless and her future possibilities and, like, whenever she gets a best in slot DPS for her, like, it's a completely different story. Like, she could have some insane value. She's really universal working in many teams. I'm sure some people out there will probably be able to like optimize Cipher to work in most teams in this game and be incredibly good. Like a character like that always interests me more than someone as straightforward as Castris. That's basically it. Like you could put Cipher hypothetically with like a My Day. You could possibly put her with a Phanon Sustainless. You can put her with a lot of destruction characters Sustainless. You can possibly put her with an Acheron with S1 or E1, right? Like there's a lot you can do with her. This is a big reason why I hate Jiaoqiu, by the way. Like Jiaoqiu is the strongest niche support for their DPS in the entirety of the game, but I always find Jiaoqiu boring as shit because he's basically an Acheron slave. You only pull him for Acheron. Unless you're a whale who's able to get him to E6 for the res pen, you only pull him for Acheron. That's literally fucking it. Or you pull the E2. I think E2 gives him dot or some shit. Hyacine is gonna be the same for Castris though. Yeah, but I was hoping Hyacine would be like as good with My Day. Like I still haven't seen showcases with Hyacine and My Day. Like Hyacines aren't as obvious. Like I still want to see her in other teams. You know what I'm saying? Castris is a DPS. You can't really put her in another DPS's team. I mean, you can with My Day, but it's not optimal. Her strongest team is Hyper Carry by a good amount. Yeah, plus, here's the thing, like, Hyacine can be ran as a hyper carry. I said this earlier in the stream. I watched a video, mostly E1s and S1s in a Hyacine team. No E2s, none of that bullshit. And she hit up to 1.1 million at one point. Like, DPS Hyacine is genuinely usable in endgame. Like, characters like that are actually, like, pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Hyacine's Lycone isn't mandatory at all. The Lycone is mostly for people who either struggle to get over 200 speed or they just really care about the 18% vulnerability on the Lycone. The vulnerability is probably the most important thing on the Lycone, to be honest. Yeah, Kiwi. Yeah, it is DPS Slingshot all over again. What does vulnerability mean? It just means enemies take more damage. Thoughts on the 18 million HP MOC after Castris? I haven't seen anything about that. 18 million is pretty crazy though. That's a huge step up from Nikador, who was like 11 million. They'll probably nerf it. The thing is, this was coming at some point though. Like I knew this was gonna happen. Like the end game HP inflation was like plateauing for like a few patches, and people were like, "Oh, this means we're not gonna get HP inflation anymore." It means the opposite. It means when we get the anniversary unit and the DPSs that follow them afterward, there's gonna be a huge fucking spike in the HP inflation. And people were calling me like coping, like, why don't you just quit the game if you think that? Like, I haven't seen the weekly boss.
But the real me is better.
I get coping out. It's just how the Hoyo fandom works, Ahmed. Like not even just HSR, it's how any fandom works. If you if you give a Hoyo game its props, the side that hates that Hoyo game will call you a shill or biased or sponsored or whatever. And then if you criticize that same Hoyo game, people are gonna tell you to quit. Why do you still play the game? Blah 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 blah. Like you can never win being a content creator in this shit, bro. Like when I was talking about the global passive shit and I made my videos about global passives, I literally told people, yeah, the global passives, absolute shit, shouldn't have ever been introduced into the game. However, before we start like making up hypotheticals of, 5% crit rate, 10% res pen, 20% vulnerability on passives, can we actually wait until something like that happens and then be like, hey, fucking get rid of this shit, right? Because as far as I've seen, one, it's been confirmed Phanon is not going to have a global passive. Two, it seems like these global passives are tied to story, like actual lore. So it's not like stat stick. It's like a niche condition that you have to activate, and even then it barely matters. So I hope, like, I was like telling people, can we at least be objective about this? And it's like, nah. Every single one of those videos has a really bad dislike ratio because people just don't like to hear out reason. Why are you pulling casters? Would you kick a puppy too? uh, yeah, but Sleepy, this is the thing though. Like people keep saying that, but it's not a problem. That's the thing, right? Like people are like fighting ghosts in their head, right? It's like those people who will like make up an argument. Like if you, a lot of you guys probably see this a lot of time. Someone online will make up an argument to be mad at that like barely anyone actually agrees with or says. It's the exact same thing here. People are doom posting in their own heads of what could possibly be instead of what is very blatantly in front of them. Like, I don't disagree. It could get bad, but it's just not that high of a chance, man. Like, at the end of the day, character power creep will always be way worse than global passives. Like, that's the thing. Character power creep, like, with the way it goes in this game, makes a much bigger difference than global passives ever could. Yeah, TJ. It doesn't matter, Broven. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. There aren't stat stick passives in the game. It doesn't fucking matter. That's the thing. Once again, just hypotheticals in people's head that they're going to release stat stick passives that haven't been confirmed in the slightest. We literally got, people were fear-mongered by fake leaks about future global passives saying Phanon was going to have an attack passive, and now we know Phanon doesn't even have one. Like, you're just making up hypotheticals in your head for something that currently makes zero difference. Zero. That's what I'm saying, Walrus. Like, there is way more outrage for the global passive than the HP inflation and the characters getting stronger. Which just shows that, like, people are fake mad about this shit. Because they don't actually have any clue about what's actually affecting the game. It's not the global passives. It's the fucking every new character is 20%, 30% stronger than the previous one. Like, look at Herda. Like, Herda set a new power ceiling level, right? Herda released new power ceiling in the game, significantly stronger than any of the 2.x DPSs, right? After Herda, the next one to set the power ceiling, guess who? It's the anniversary unit, right? Castris, full best in slot team with high scene and future premium RMC, gonna absolutely shit on probably Herda, right? Now, Herda will still clear well, but it's not going to be comparable. And then after this, you're going to have Phanon, probably going to be as strong, if not slightly stronger. And then you're going to have like Heislands or March 7th near the end of version 3, who are stronger than every single previous version 3 DPS. And then, once again, we have a new version 4 DPS that is noticeably stronger than anyone in version 3, right? There is like, in a single version, 3 to 4 times where the power ceiling of the game is like lifted, right? It goes up and up and up. And then a new version is when it goes up the most, usually. No one's saying it isn't bad, Broven. Like, once again, you're just making up shit in your head, bro. The first thing I said was that it was bad and it shouldn't be in the game. But is it actually affecting the game? No, it isn't. What's your thoughts on Hyacine and Cipher? Hyacine looks good for Castris. Not that crazy for anyone else. Still good. Obviously, still probably a best in slot sustain for my day, but it's just not enough, like, as I expected, right? And Cipher looks strong in some scenarios, but I feel like she needs eidolon or Lycone investment to be like best in slot in a lot of teams. Cipher has the greatest potential though. Cipher's potential is really, really high. I'd love to see Cipher in my day. Because someone made Cipher Castris, I really want to see Cipher my day. Because that would work a lot better. Who do you even want to use Cipher with? Probably like facial ratio follow-up for now. However, I think in the future, a Destruction is 100% going to be her best in slot. The only thing is it can't be Phanon. Because Phanon needs, like, the way Phanon works, like the way he's currently leaked, he needs to be charged through being the target of other people's skills. So, like, Sunday and probably Saridra will be his best in slot supports. To be honest, I don't know if they do this, right? I'm really iffy on this. But the fact that Saber was switched to Wind Destruction could possibly mean that Cipher might be a best in slot with Saber. Like, that 100% could be a possibility. The thing is, I don't know if they do that, though. Because Saber is probably never going to get a rerun. So, it's kind of weird. Like, this Cypher's best in slot is a DPS that'll literally never rerun in the game ever again. You know what I'm saying? Theory crafting at its finest. I mean, the thing is, we aren't supposed to get another Destruction for the entirety of Amphorius. So it's like, it's either Saber or someone in version 4. And it's like, who the fuck, right? Respectfully, who the fuck is going to pull Cipher for someone possibly in version 4? She'd already been have her rerun by then, right? Already been have her rerun. So I think at that point, it's like, oh, you know, I'll just wait for the best in slot. She's going to rerun on the best in slot. So it has to be Saber. There isn't a single other Destruction. Maybe March 7th. Maybe March 7th. Maybe. Heislin's is supposed to be Dot, so I don't think it's going to be Heislin. She's also supposed to be Remembrance. It has to be Saber, man. Why is Cipher especially good with Destruction? Because her Foretold is Blast, and the damage she deals is Blast. So Blast characters, out of any other characters in the game, have the most damage recorded for Cipher, basically. Like, yes, single target follow-up is the second best, because obviously they can continuously hit the main target, which has the most damage record. But single target DPSs don't usually do as much damage as Destruction DPSs do anyways. So, like, on my day, in a single turn against 3 targets, does significantly more than a Fei Xiao against 3 targets. So the damage record on a my day would be noticeably better for Cipher. And my day's an HP scaler. This is kind of the problem. Like, Robin should be really good with Cipher, But you can't really run a Robin with My Day unless you have E1. So, like, I'm assuming you want a destruction DPS that is attack scaling and can also have Robin on the team. So then you use, like, Robin plus this destruction character plus Cipher. The thing is, working with Fei Xiao doesn't really mean anything. Like, no offense, but a newer character working with an older DPS that is already weaker than a lot of the newer ones, like, you're basically just playing catch up at that point. Like, you're putting 2 cost into a Cipher E0S1 just to keep up with the 3.x DPSs without their best in slot teams. It's like not really worth it. I have 43 pulls. Yeah, but that barely matters, Mitchell. Like 5% is barely anything. I already said it. It's probably follow up. Ratio or facial. I mean, when she releases Solus, I'm not gonna make an edited Cipher video when we're in V1. I I said for when she releases that I'd make a guide on her best teams and shit. Yeah, imagine me making an entire Cipher guide, 20 to 30 minutes long, fully edited for V1, and then in V3 her entire kit gets changed. Like, there's no point. Alright, guys. If no one's gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. Give up on the Acheron cope. Give up. Okay? Give it up. Is Cipher a best in slot? Is Fugue a best in slot? Anoxa Ice Nihility, upcoming Acheron best in slot? Oh my god, man. The future Dot characters, could she be best in slot with my Acheron? It's not cope if it's just true. The thing is, it isn't true. That's the thing, though. Pela is still better than a Cipher because she has significantly higher defense shred. So Cipher is only better than Pela if you're able to get like the light cone or the E1 or both. That's literally the only way. Because Pela also inflicts debuffs more often than Cipher does, while also giving more buffs. Damage, she's not able to record all that much damage from an Acheron who is nearly completely AoE. And Acheron already doesn't do that much crazy damage compared to the 3.x DPSs. It's just not all that worth it. Pela is still better because she has significantly higher defense shred. You need the light cone or the E1 to justifiably put it over a Pela, probably. The damage recorded just isn't enough. It's just better to have more defense shred on your Pela to make your Acheron do more damage in the first place. or Harmony, right? Like, if we're all being honest, even at E0, you can put a Harmony over Pela and usually get better performance, so long as you have a Zhao Q there. So, she's already struggling to beat Pela. Add a Harmony in there, like Robin or Sunday. Yeah, probably not. Just gonna be honest. Like, you need the S1 or you need the E1.
But the real me is better.
Here's the thing. Okay? Here's the thing. Let's say, right, you have an E0S1 Acheron, and you do pull E0S1 Cipher to replace Pela as a second best in slot for your Acheron. Anyone with a brain would realize that they could put that 2 cost they put into a Cipher on Acheron's rerun for E2. And you'd get a way, and I mean way bigger damage jump going into Acheron's eidolons than you would pulling 2 cost for a Cipher. Okay? So it's just not worth it. Unless you already have an E2 Acheron already, and even then, it's just better to run her with the Harmony. So, like, bro, this... It doesn't matter if Acheron's eidolons give no damage, man. She gets an entire extra fucking stack, and she gets a damage increase from being able to have Harmonies on her team without losing out on her overall damage. Like, that itself is a damage increase. Also giving her more action advance to stack more often. And you also get extra stack every time you AA her. It's just way fucking better than a Cipher. Well, if you don't believe E2 Acheron is worth it, then sure as fucking not E0S1 Cipher is for an Acheron. That's my point, guys. That's my point. I'm not saying E2 Acheron is like the most worth it eidolon pull, but my point is people are trying to cope for E0S1 Cipher in an Acheron team when going to her E2 is a way bigger overall jump in her performance. Like, you're going to pull an E0S1 Cipher to just be a slightly over best in slot over Pela, when you can get an E2 Acheron, get better crit rate, way more stack generation, and less damage loss putting a Harmony in there. Like, with that logic, getting Zhao Q is worse than going for E2. Zhao Q is 1 cost. He's not 2. You don't need 2 cost to make Zhao Q a best in slot for Acheron. You just need an E0S0 Zhao Q and he's a best in slot for Acheron. That's the difference. Cipher at E0S0 is not a best in slot for Acheron. And even then, there's like multiple videos on YouTube. Zhao Q makes an insane difference for Acheron's performance in Pure Fiction. And there's like multiple 0 cycles of E0S0 Acheron or E0S1 Acheron. And all of them are with a Zhao Q. You'll never find one without. They're not going to give Acheron another best in slot teammate, guys. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. They won't be able to sell the E2 if they release another Nihility that's best in slot at E0S0. Give it up. Why would they make that E2 and then release a nihility that is on the level of Zhaoq at E0S0? They're not going to do that. That's why they keep rerunning Acheron. They went, oh, you might be at E1, you might be at E1, you might be at E0S1, right? Just go to this E2, and now that she can use an action advancing harmony and have a harmony as her best in slot, right? Like, they want you to get that E2. They aren't going to release a second best in slot teammate. Probably Electo, yeah. I think so, yeah. Even if Cipher, like, because Cipher's follow-ups are limited, it could be worse than Topaz. But the thing is, Cipher's damage and damage record is just so much better than anything Topaz can offer. I'm pretty confident Cipher is just better than Topaz or March 7th. We'll have to see how it plays out, though. Cipher doesn't really have a fast ult. She has a 100 cost ult, which sounds low, but she doesn't generate any energy from her follow-ups and stuff. Maybe Donung is the new Acheron best in slot sustain. I don't know how to tell you guys, man. It's going to be Phenons. Either Phenons or Heislands. Probably Phenons, though. I think, okay, so they've done this pattern, right? Herda, then Tribby, then Anoxa. So 3 patches in a row. Then you have Tribby, Castris, Hyacine. 3 patches in a row. Then you have Tribby, Maide, Hyacine. 2 patches in a row, actually. They're on the same thing. But usually they do like 2 to 3 patches in a row. So that means Phenon 3.4, Ceridra 3.5, best in slot sustain 3.6. And the 3.6 sustain is supposed to be the new Don Hung version. So it's probably a sustain for Phenon. Because you have to remember, Phenon gets buffed when he's the target of a skill, an ally's skill. So they have to make a fast sustain that can, for whatever reason, do something on their skill for a certain ally, which will probably be Don Hung. Okay, here's the thing, right? Fei Xiao is falling off, but in a sustain team. Okay, Fei Xiao in a sustain team is 100% falling off. Now, is she basically the 0 cycle queen of this game? Yes. Sustainless Fei Xiao with high levels of relic quality and win set and multiple like S5 DDD, like yeah, you 100%. But she is falling off. Unfortunately, with sustain. It's unfortunate, but it's just the truth. You're still streaming? It's been over an hour? I got heated with Acheron mains, so I forgot the time. Fuck Acheron. I would say Avid can't keep up. Avin just, he can't do much follow-ups. When you're trying to get low cycle clears with a DPS, then Avin is kind of useless. Because, like, it's usually over time where his follow-ups start to stack up for Fei Xiao. But when you're going for, like, 0 to 1 cycle clears, he's basically useless. Like, it doesn't help much. So it's just better to use a Harmony usually. Thought we were friends. It's just the truth, man. Completely AoE shield endgame. The buffs she can't even take advantage of currently. It's a max HP buff. Like, basically the only thing this buff helps her with is surprise, surprise, Sustainless. Like, basically the only reason Fei Xiao can actually do Sustainless in this MOC is because of you getting some HP back after being hit. Is Rapid better than Firefly? Yeah. No, I agree, person. I agree. But I do have to, like, tell people or, like, make people aware of this. This current MOC with the MOC buff is weaker than Hyacine, right? Now, yes, Hyacine doesn't have 100% ult uptime on, like, how her ult works. But I do want to make people aware. Hyacine's max HP buff on ult is actually higher than the current MOC buff. So, anyone pulling Hyacine can expect better performance with a Hyacine than with this current MOC buff. Which is pretty disgusting. We're getting another fugue situation where the MOC buff was kind of like foreshadowing for a future character. Like, for example, this is an E2 My Day, by the way. Yes, I'm aware. But my E2 My Day, Sustainless, was able to do like 2.6 million, and that was against non-imaginary weak. So if I were to use Hyacine with the light cone, with like the vulnerability, the extra max HP, plus the healing, which would be better than running RMC Sustainless, to be honest. Yeah, pretty big buff, to be honest. Yeah, the max HP buff gets better at E1, and you get more health back each time an ally attacks. It's a really good E1 for Castris. It's only decent for My Day, though, to be honest. Like, it's still good with My Day, but it's just decent, in my opinion. I'm more curious. Okay, so I can't even get the E2. I'm just curious, right? I'm curious how much the E2 increases her outgoing healing. Because the E2 is basically 100% uptime on 30% more speed. Yeah, but they're going to nerf Hyacine's light cone to not work on RMC Coda. That's the thing, though. Like, they did the exact same thing with Triby's light cone. Everybody saw it in V1 and V2, and they were like, oh my god, this light cone, isn't this a best in slot for Robin? And then they nerfed it to only work with Triby. So, they're going to do the exact same shit with that light cone. Hello, Haru. Possibly Electo. Yeah, possibly. The thing is, Cipher, although a best in slot in my opinion, she's not going to make like a massive enough difference without investment. You know what I'm saying? But still, yeah, Cipher should help Fei Xiao. Would you pull an E1 Fugue? Let's say you had an E2 Firefly. Do you think the future... yeah. E1 Fugue with any of the E2 break DPSs is like... yeah. Like 100%, man. That's shredding through basically everything. E1 Fugue versus E1 Ruan May. Probably E1 Fugue. Yeah. So here's the thing I'm kind of mixed on, right? The HP drain being pretty garbage is technically a good thing overall. However, it sucks for my day. Cause really, unless you have an E2 my day, the only thing he can benefit from is drain. So the light cone being that insignificant for my day, yet Hycene having all this like increase outgoing healing, increase max HP, and healing is based off of max HP. Like her entire kit is for Castris, and only a speck of her kit is for my day, which is basically just the max HP increase on ult. That's basically it. Yes, I had people for some reason say that, having Hyacine being a really strong healer is also good for my day being at really high HP all the time. However, I've seen a lot of showcases. Gallagher can already keep my day at near max HP most of the time. Like almost all of the time, he is near max HP with a Gallagher. So having a my day at like decently high amounts of HP consistently isn't even an issue in the game currently. I have 3 copies of Weltlight Code. Can anyone use it other than him? I don't even know what the Weltlight Code fucking does, man. I actually don't know what it does. Whoops. Is there like no way for me to check this? I guess I go to the data bank. Nihility. Oh, this is pretty mid to be honest. This is a mid-ass Lycone. Maybe someone can use it. I don't know, but it's kind of mid. I'm gonna see a Cipher Vay video. Oh, is it already out? Yeah, there's probably more videos coming out now. I need to catch up myself. I need to, like, before I make the video I always make that gets me a lot of hate, which is talking about these characters V1 kits. I gotta watch some videos. Before I hate, I have to make sure I look. I'm a professional hater, okay? I don't do this shit out of the blue. I don't do it blindly. I make sure my hate is justified and I find reasons for it. So keep that in mind. Would Jing Liu be okay with Castris? Yeah, Jing Liu's the best in slot with Castris, man. W Paul. I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking before you take me seriously. Jing Liu is pretty garbage with Castris. Jing Liu buff? Okay, so how many of us actually think the buff is gonna do anything significant? I really don't think they I really don't think they're gonna do much. Yeah. Like I see Jing Liu becoming. Okay, so in my opinion, Jing Liu should at minimum become Acheron tier, but even then I think it's a stretch to say that they do that. Because an E0 S0 Acheron without Jiao Q is completely fucking cooked. Like that is as cooked as it gets. So if Jing Liu were at least that strong, it would be like decent. But yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, Cipher is meant to be a sub DPS. Yeah, I watched that Daradon. I was talking about it earlier in stream. I also saw that. She was able to hit like E1 or sorry, she was able to hit like 1.1 million. She also hit like 800 and 900k pretty consistently as well. All right, guys. I'm going to end the stream here. Not really because I'm tired, but because there's a lot of leaks to catch up on and watch videos, and unfortunately I do have a life outside of Honkai Star Rail. I know. That must be detrimental to a lot of you hearing that, but it's unfortunate, right? I also missed the days when I was completely unemployed and I could just play these games all day long. Unfortunately, I started when I was too old and now I have to suffer for it, right? I love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Watch out for the leaks. I might make a video on High Scene Cipher today, only if there's enough gameplays to make a solid opinion off of, right?